So I'm about to start uploading a Resident Evil 4 playthrough. And because of that, I've been kind of in going back through the Resident Evil games because there are a lot of them. Yeah, I don't know. That's just how I am. I get on those brain tracks sometimes. And being Resident Evil, obviously, it's the zombies out the wigwing. It's in the early games, and started making me think about zombie shit. And the thing, and this is like, I always go to this because zombies have kind of undergo changes in society, like as our pop culture develops. There's always been zombies. That's always like the dead coming back to life and terrorizing the living. The undead has always been an element of human mythology, going back to fucking Gilgamesh. The first zombie in fiction was in Gilgamesh. A dead motherfucker came back to life. Zombie. And I'm always a fan of Happy Zombie Jesus Day for Easter. But in Gilgamesh, it's described as a zombie. Like, you could look, if someone drew an artistic rendition of the zombie from Gilgamesh, you would look at it in the year of our Lord 2016 and recognize it as like a George Romero style zombie. Like, this shit is ancient. But of course, now it's kind of crazy. Like, we've kind of gone into a mania of zombie fiction. And probably the chief among those is The Walking Dead. The show in particular, because that's like one of the biggest shows on television right now is The Walking Dead show. If not the biggest. And it's based on a comic book. That's really cool, isn't it? That one of, if not the biggest show on network television right now is based on a comic book. Fills me with a little bit of a fuzz on my insides. Oh, nerds ruling the world. Anyway, I fucking hate The Walking Dead. I hate that fucking show, and I hate the comic book too. And I didn't used to. I used to like The Walking Dead. Probably because of the game. The game was my first exposure to The Walking Dead. And then, like, I discovered about the comic book and the TV show, and I used to like it. But then I realized that actually The Walking Dead is fucking stupid. And I hate it. And here's why. What is the explanation for the zombies in The Walking Dead? Why are there zombies? What was the first zombie in The Walking Dead? Why are people becoming zombies? What? There isn't one! There's no reason! There's no thing! And it's not like, oh, the characters don't know. There's just nothing! There's no, like, people are just zombies now. That's it! People become zombies. You die, you're a zombie. The end. If you die for any reason whatsoever, boom, zombie. If your head is still intact, if your brain is still intact, you're a zombie. That's the stupidest shit ever! Like, that's just, it's fantasy. I consider The Walking Dead to be a fantasy show. For that reason. There's all these interviews where they're like, oh, we don't care about what the reason for the zombies is. Because if we explain the zombies, then it becomes science fiction. It's science fiction. And we're not science fiction. How disgusting. We don't want to be called science fiction. No, we're a horror show. It's zombies, so it's horror. You know that George Romero explained where the zombies came from, right? In fucking the Night of the Living Dead movies? Literally, they ran out of room in hell. That's the reason. People don't go to hell anymore. They come back as zombies. That's the reason. And that's not a good reason. That's dumb. But hey, it's better than literally nothing. Why? That's it's magic. The thing that gets me, the thing that really gets me, and this is why it pisses me off so fucking much, is as long as your head is intact, you're a zombie. You can have your entire lower body blown off. Still a zombie, as long as your head's intact. Arms, legs, jaw cut off, head still intact, zombie. You could be decapitated. And this has happened on the show. People have had their heads cut off. And the head reanimates as a zombie. They fight zombies and they cut the zombie's head off and the zombie head's still rolling around. Zombie head. I'm a zombie head. Like, fuck you! Are you kidding me? That's magic! It's magic! That's the only explanation for zombie head. That is the thing above everything else that just made me go, fuck you, fuck this show, that's dumb. Like, my willing suspension of disbelief can only go so far. And the, like, limit is fucking zombie head. Are you fucking kidding me? That's the dumbest. It's magic. That's the only explanation. A fucking voodoo shaman was going ooga booga 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 poof, magic spell cast over the entire world. Now anyone who dies for any reason and your head's still intact, zombie. Even if your head gets cut off, your head will reanimate as a zombie. I'm a zombie. That's the stupidest fucking thing. Like, that's really, okay, I'm out. That's the thing. The fucking zombie head. I can't handle that. I don't, why? We're not a science fiction show. We're a horror show. You're a fantasy show. You're more fantasy than Game of Thrones. Because at least when Game of Thrones does magic, it fucking explains it. It goes, here's the magic spell, here's what they did, this is the reason the magic works the way the magic works, and here's what the magic does, and, like, there's no explanation. There's no reason. It's just magic. Magic zombies. A fucking spell cast and people come back to life from the dead now. That's... Any explanation is better than no explanation. And the idea is, if you don't know why, it's scarier, right? No. If you don't know why, it becomes stupider. It becomes less and less believable as time goes on. Like, I always love those fucking articles that are like, a zombie apocalypse would never happen, and here's why. Because, I have to look it up for reference, but, like, the human body, after it fucking expires, just starts fucking decomposing at this extremely, like, efficient rate, and it just completely breaks down after a while. Like, they have to do some severe embalming to get a human corpse, like, capable of mobility beyond the first fucking 2 weeks of being dead. Like, the idea of zombies in the get-go is already this extremely fucking stupid concept to expect people to get behind from, like, word go. Okay, people are coming back from the dead. That's dumb. That doesn't happen. So you have to really get people to be like, okay, I can believe that in order to get behind it. And the way a lot of zombie fiction does it is they kind of distract you. Like, the zombies aren't the point. You know, that's not, like, why we're here. It's sort of like a social commentary thing, usually, especially George Romero zombies. Because George Romero's movies were social commentary movies. Like, if you watch, was it Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead? What was the one where they were in the shopping mall? I think it was Dawn of the Dead. Like, the point was making a commentary about American consumerism. Like, they literally had a line in there where they were like, why are they coming to the shopping mall? And they're like, that's all they did in life, so that's what they do in death. Like, Americans, in our endless sense of consumerism, are literally zombies. We are mindless zombies, shopping and buying without a thought. So, literally, people are zombies. Literally, the dead have come back to life and they go to the fucking shopping mall to shop because that's what they did. They were already zombies in the first place. It's like, it doesn't matter why people are becoming zombies. What matters is what the zombies are being used for. And even then, the mythology of the George Romero universe started to evolve when it came to zombies, and it got dumb. I think it was Day of the Dead where they had, or City of the Dead. There were a lot of the Dead movies. But it started to evolve, and zombies started to, like, become cognitive again. And they sort of started to just become people again. And humans and zombies started to coexist. And it was really, really, really dumb. And one of the movies was, they were, like, trapped in a fucking underground bunker, and it was like a military bunker, and a scientist was doing tests on a zombie to try and figure out what the fuck. And again, the literal tagline on the movie explanation is, they ran out of room in hell. So, people become zombies because there's no more room in the afterlife anymore. Hell has reached maximum capacity, so there you go. It's dumb, but it's something. It's something instead of nothing. And for a while there, zombies were the rage virus, like a rabies virus was like the rage monkeys, like someone spit, a monkey spit in your eyeball, and so people became rage zombies, right? Like, that was in the era of running zombies. Remember Left 4 Dead also did that a lot, where people were like, oh, shambling, bleh, George Romero zombies aren't scary anymore. It was like, if you can get into a brisk jog, you're safe from a George Romero zombie. You can outrun that motherfucker. Although, in Night of the Living Dead, the very, 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 very first zombie on screen, that motherfucker could book it. He had some fucking mobility going on there. That fucking... Everyone forgets the first zombie in Night of the Living Dead. He could chase a motherfucker down. But yeah, the typical, like, brains George Romero zombie, not the most intimidating thing. The idea is when there's a giant fucking horde of zombies, when there's hundreds upon hundreds, wall-to-wall, shoulder-to-shoulder zombies, that's a different story. But regardless, like, people were like, okay, an individual zombie who's just like, bleh, not scary, right? So let's have rage zombies that are just people. Like, they're not dead. They're still living humans who have been infected with a strain of the rabies virus, and now they're rabid humans. And they, like, act like rabid dogs, but they're people. And for a while, that was in style. Like, it feels like zombies a la mode, actually. You can trace the history of zombie fiction back and see different trends start to emerge. My era of zombies was viruses, because I grew up with Resident Evil. And that kind of became popularized for like half a decade. They're always in like half a decade bursts. That's what you start to notice about trends in pop culture is half a decade, maybe a little bit more, then they start to change around. But my era was virus zombies because the T virus in Resident Evil turned motherfuckers into zombies. And again, my willing suspension of disbelief can accept the virus zombie a lot better than because. Why are there zombies? Because there are zombies. That's why. There are zombies because I mean, it wouldn't be a zombie show if there weren't zombies, so there's gotta be zombies. That's why. The reason that there are zombies is because the writer wrote there's zombies now. Willing suspension of disbelief out the window. I cannot disbelieve, I disbelieve this. It's not suspended. It's not suspended. My disbelief is on the fucking ground. That's where my disbelief is. Because you fucking suck. You're just lazy. It's laziness. That's what it is. Like, anything would be better than that. Fucking virus zombies, T-virus zombies, I can get that. Okay. You breathe in the germs from the virus. You're infected. You become a zombie. Like, it was there's that famous fucking journal that you can find in the original Resident Evil. Everyone knows it. For Itchy Tasty. That was a file written by a guy infected with the zombie T-virus, slowly degenerating. And it was really like, if you actually read, if you put the meme out of your mind and actually read that fucking file, it's pretty legit. Like, you see the mental state of the person, of the infectee, start to deteriorate, and he's describing all these physical, like, his skin is literally peeling off the bone, and he still has the sense of mind to be writing in a journal. He still has, like, even when he's a fucking he eats his buddy. Like, he's a zombie and he eats his buddy. And he still has the fortitude to go, for Itchy Tasty. Right. You know? I find that so much more believable. This slow degradation. It's body horror. It's the complete breakdown of your fucking biology, starting to just completely degenerate on a physical and mental level. The virus is literally just corroding your brain and all of your internal organs and epidermis, and just and now you eat people. Right? Like a flesh-eating virus. There are flesh-eating viruses in the world. Have you seen pictures of that shit? It's fucking disgusting. Oh my god, it looks so terrifying. Like, the T-virus is a flesh-eating virus, only it makes humans eat flesh. Get it? I don't know. Like, I just find that so much more palatable. I find any explanation more palatable than because they're zombies now. Why? Why all of a sudden are there zombies? World War Z, also virus. Okay, whatever. It does okay. That's not the point. The point of the zombies is to send some kind of social message. It's supposed to be like, they are an instrument of storytelling. They're not the point. Like, the point of zombies in Resident Evil was because it was a survival horror game. It was a survival situation, and you were trapped in this enclosed environment and had to escape, and the mansion was filled with fucking monsters who wanted to fucking eat you. And those monsters used to be people. And then it kind of evolved and became like a City of the Dead kind of thing. And again, in George Romero, he always used the zombies as part of a social commentary. Dawn of the Dead being the most prevalent example with the consumerism. Dead Rising did that too. In fact, like way, way harder than fucking George Romero did. In fact, I remember Dead Rising actually had to put a sticker on the box that said this game is in no way affiliated with George Romero or Dawn of the Dead. That was how hard they were aping George Romero. I think the social commentary that they went with in Day of the Dead and fucking Dead Rising was even more effective than the one in Dawn of the Dead because it was a lot more relevant. To be fair, like that game came out in like 2007 or something. Two of the main characters in that game are Homeland Security officers, and they're running around spouting off terrorists. The terrorists. This is terrorism. It's a terrorist attack. Like, spot on. You fucking, like, have your fucking finger on the pulse of society there, buddy. Like, you want to hit fucking, like, social commentary of, like, American negative traits in American society. Mass consumerism, obesity, like, the Patriot Act. Boom, you fucking hit it out of the park. Dead Rising's a fucking great game. What is it with Capcom and zombies? Wow. So just, I can't... And again, Dead Rising went with parasites. And that, again, to me was way more believable because, like, they put maggots and like, fucking, like, the zombie parasite into, like, beef. And that was the reason, like, Americans became zombies because they can't stop fucking shoving disgusting fucking food in their fucking mouth. Just fast food, just burgers and burgers and burgers and burgers and burgers. Zombies. Again, already you're mindless zombies endlessly consuming meat. Zombies. Boom. Nailed it. And there are actual parasites in the animal kingdom that control animals' brains and make them do fucked up shit. So to me, like, a parasite explanation for zombies makes the most sense out of any of them. Because that's already a thing. Like, parasites are a real thing. I love stories that go for the parasite thing, because I like parasites. Like, anything that's like Toxoplasma gondii, zombies, I would buy that, because, like, people do have Toxoplasma gondii. That's a great explanation. You know what's not a great explanation? No explanation whatsoever. Magic. The Walking Dead is magic. How else do you explain what the fuck is happening in that show? Like, anything. It doesn't make any sense. And they're like, any explanation wouldn't be satisfying. For what? Like, what are the theories? What, like, are people theorizing about this? Like, oh, what could be causing the zombies? Is it a virus? Everyone on the planet is infected. Every single person, 100% global saturation. Oh my god, Albert Wesker fucking did it. Albert Wesker achieved complete global saturation. And now everyone is a zombie. The Walking Dead is just an alternate universe of Resident Evil 5. Where instead of stopping Albert Wesker, Chris and Sheva failed, and Albert Wesker unleashed the virus and achieved complete global saturation. That's the reason right there, ladies and gentlemen. Albert Wesker did it. He turned the entire world into zombies. So now whenever someone ceases, like, cardiac functions, the fucking TO virus immediately takes hold of their body and starts reanimating their corpse. And it's like a special strain of magic bullshit virus. Because fucking Albert Wesker's virus was such bullshit. Like, he mixed it in. He took the T virus and he took, like, blood from a Las Plagas parasite, and he injected it into a petri dish that had the T virus in it, and he just shook it up. And there you go. That's where the Walking Dead zombies come from. The TO virus. Albert Wesker, complete global saturation. 100% of the population were all infected, and the instant you cease cardiac functions, if your head's still intact, you become a zombie. It's magic. It's just fantasy. It's magic. Fucking Harry Potter isn't as hard fantasy as fucking Walking Dead, because at least Harry Potter fucking explains the rules of how its magic fucking works. I fucking hate that show, man. It's not good. It's not good anymore. It's, like, really bad. Have you watched it lately? It's fucking terrible. Oh my goodness. And, like, what's the social commentary in Walking Dead? What deep social message is it getting at? People are the real monsters. When you guys, when society breaks down, people, they don't band together and try and make the world a better place. They actually start being jerks to each other. People are the real monsters. When society breaks down, people just start being mean. And when there's no more social order or rule of law, people just start killing each other and doing whatever they want. And bad things happen. The zombies aren't the threat, it's the people. What a deep, biting social commentary that no one else has fucking done. No one else has ever said that. No one else has ever pointed out that when the social order of the civilized world that we currently encompass breaks down, fucking people start becoming assholes. No. We needed zombies. Let's go with zombies, you guys. Magic zombies. That is the only way we can achieve this social commentary in our fiction. This is my not impressed. This is my not impressed face. I'm not impressed by your fucking day. You're fucking stupid. Oh my god. It's magic. Everyone should, like, start reclassifying Walking Dead as a fantasy show. It's not horror, it's fantasy. Because it's just magic zombies. No reason. Just voodoo curse, boom, everyone's a zombie. There you go. It's fantasy. It's a fantasy show. It's not science fiction. It's no. Not science fiction. Can't explain where the zombies came from, because then we'd be science fiction. And that would be unconscionable. It's fantasy. Start going on all the IMDb's and all the Wikipedias and all the Steam pages and start changing the genre from horror to fantasy. Because it's fucking magic. And it's stupid. Thanks for watching.